続きまして、コーディスジャパン合同会社共催ミニレクチャー2の5を開催させていただきます。
So, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this session. I'd like to open this mini lecture sponsored by Codis Japan. So, I'm Noribiko Shinozaki from Asama General Hospital in Nagano Prefecture, and I'm chairing this mini lecture. Speaker is Dr. Hiroshi Ando from Kasukabe Chuo General Hospital. Title is New Minimally Invasive Approach with Radianz. As you know, he's a master of EVT, so I'm very looking forward to hearing his presentation. So, could you start, Dr. Ando?
Thank you. Thank you, Shinozaki sensei. Today I'd like to talk about Radianz. So, recently, the Codis launched the new system for radial to peripheral called Radianz. The Radianz include bright tip Radianz as a guiding sheath, and the SaverX as a PDA balloon, and smart Radianz as a stent. So, it's assumed that this will further accelerate radial to peripheral treatment. So I will explain one by one. First of all, this is the bright tip Radianz guiding sheath. So as you know, the bright tip guiding catheter, so maybe you may use a bright tip in the PCI. So the Codis modified the bright tip guiding catheter to the bright tip Radianz guiding sheath. So there are three characters. So the hydrophilic coating facilitates smooth insertion and advancement through the radial artery, and braided multi-segmented shaft and thin-walled sheath. They are suitable for the overcoming the aortic arch and the tortuous anatomy. The shaft working length is 110 and 135, and also it's a 6 French sheath. This sheath, the guiding sheath was designed for specifically for radial approach. So this is a PTA balloon, SaverX Radianz. The shaft length is 190. So it can be used for almost any peripheral intervention from radial artery or distal radial artery. Balloon length is 40 millimeter and 60 millimeter, and the balloon diameter is 3 to 8 millimeter. And next is the smart Radianz vascular stent system. The shaft length is 150, and the diameter is 8, 9, and 10 millimeter. Stent length is 40, 60, 80, and 100. So smart stent is very famous, and it has been used for more than 20 years in the peripheral field. And there is a lot of evidence. So for example, in the iliac field, the real AI, and SM01 in the SFA. Smart stent is one of the best stent in the bare metal stent, among the bare metal stent in Japan, and not in Japan, but all over the world, I guess. So, and the new smart Radianz has a new handle. New handle allows 100 operation, and this stent is all 18-wire compatible rapid exchange type stent. So I will show you the case. So in this case, I puncture the left radial artery and introduce a 035 radifocus guide wire, and fortunately, I cross the radifocus to the descending aorta without using any catheter like a pigtail or EMA catheter or something like that. And then 6 French bright tip Radianz was inserted. So the stent has the Radianz bright tip has a very smooth surface, so it's a hydrophilic surface. So that's why it's easy to go down into the descending aorta without any resistance. And also the shaft is a little bit firm, so it makes it gives us excellent backup force. And this case is the total occlusion of the iliac artery, common iliac artery and external iliac artery. And first of all, I check the angle using multipurpose, and then advance the 035 catheter, guide wire to the orifice of the iliac artery, and I introduce a multipurpose to the orifice of the iliac artery, like this. And then I introduced a 0.14-inch wire, basal NS3 with a microcatheter. Some doctors disagree to use 0.14-inch wire, but previous session I would say I'm a 0.14 wire user, so I always use 0.14. And then I check the IVUS. The IVUS shows that the wire position is not bad. It's in interlumen. And so I push the IVUS and then advance the red guiding sheath, bright tip. It easily go into the occluded region, like this. And then while observing the IVUS image, I push the IVUS, and it was not so difficult. And also the IVUS is in a true lumen. So I try to recanalize to the distal iliac artery and successfully recanalize using IVUS knuckle technique. So, and then Saber X 4x150, I open the whole vessel using this balloon. And then Smart Radianz 8x150, and the shaft length is 190 centimeter. I deploy the smart stent. The handle system is very good, so it's easy. And after that, I deploy a Smart Radianz 10x40. Shaft length is 190. And the 2 stents was implanted. And then distal part of the stent, so I use a Saber X Radianz 7x60. And the proximal part, I use a Saber X 8x40. Oh, no. And this is the final shot. So I could restore the blood flow of the iliac artery from the radial approach. So this is the conclusion of my presentation. For slender EVT, I use Radianz. The slender club members are the ones who should use Radianz. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you for your excellent lecture. So we have much time, 10 minutes for discussion.
No, let's finish the let's close the session.
No. So, are there any question or comment from the floor? So, I have some questions. As you said, Bright-tip Radianz is excellent system. It has a good backup support and good
Smooth insertion.
Yeah. So, however, the only weak point is length. 110 centimeter is slightly short, and 135 is too long. So, I suppose for the Japanese patient, 120 or 125 is adequate length for transradial intervention. What do you think about the point?
Yeah, but we have the long balloon and also long stent in the system, so I don't care.
But sometimes for the tough case, tough tortuous and cultural lesion or in the distal external iliac artery, we want to insert Bright-tip Radianz deeply. So, however, the length is too short and the tip is in the common iliac. So, we don't get enough support for tough cases.
But basically, in the tough case, we should not use only radial. So in that case, of course, we need to puncture the groin. So, but in most cases, it's enough, I guess.
Okay, I see. So another question or comment? So we have two specialized devices for transradial EVT. One is R2P and one is Radianz. And Radianz system is excellent. So to what region do you choose R2P?
Yeah, so basically the Bright-tip is a little bit firm than the destination slender. So maybe I think the weak point of the radial approach is maybe the low backup force. So maybe the Radianz gives us more backup force than the destination, I guess. But the R2P system is you're the professional of the R2P. So what do you think about the difference? Yes. I'd like to ask you.
Yes. When I want to choose distal radial approach, we choose R2P, Slengai system. However, when we choose usual conventional radial approach, so honestly speaking, Radianz system is better than R2P. Sorry for demo company.
And yeah, but I think it's true. Yeah, I agree with your opinion. And also, it's not true or not, but honestly speaking, I want to use a smart stent than the Misago. Yeah, well, of course, when I use a Bright-tip sheath, I can use a Misago stent, but stent system is better in the Radianz series.
Yeah, free cell area is quite different. Free cell area of Misago is much larger than smart, right. So we sometimes experience plaque protrusion.
Yeah, so especially in the thrombus region. Thrombotic region. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. For thrombotic region, soft plaque, we can use smart Radianz safely, I think.
So sometimes we need a double stent to avoid the protrusion of the a plaque or thrombus.
Yeah.
So in that case, the smart has so advantage.
Yeah. I think so. So when you treat for long CTO cases, do you use any mother catheter, mother longer catheter?
Yeah, so many cases I use multi-purpose.
Multi-purpose. How long is the multi-purpose?
150.
150.
Maybe 150.
With microcatheter? With
sometimes with microcatheter, but the microcatheter length is not so long, so sometimes it's bare, the mother system using MPA, multi-purpose.
And when we choose transradial EVT, trackability of guide wire is a very important point because from the hand to tips is long. So I usually choose Asahi guide wire because trackability is excellent. What guide wire do you recommend for tough cases?
Tough cases. Yeah, so in tough cases, I recommend the good, better trackability and controllability and good torque force. So Asahi wire is very good product, I guess. But first of all, actually not only iliac from the radial, but the other side of the EVT. My first choice wire is always Basalo NS3.
Basalo 3.
Yeah, so because it has a good durability, and I could after finishing before finishing the procedure, sometimes I use a hard wire, but it's very dangerous to continue the procedure. So in that case, I change the wire to the Basalo NS3.
終了まであと3分です。
Because it's durable, so always at the end of the procedure, the guide wire is still alive. So that's why I touch the region using NS3 and touch several times and get the information of how hard the region is or something, and then change the wire to the Asahi or something.
Okay, thank you. Are there any other comment or question from the floor? So for iliac region, we can choose transradial approach for almost all region, I suppose. But do you treat common femoral artery or SFA?
Yeah, so maybe the proximal SFA, especially in the stenosis, in the stenotic region, I think it's a better choice.
So do you use longer shaft DCB? Oh yeah. So this is the final question. What percentage do you choose transradial approach for iliac region?
What percentage?
Yeah.
Maybe actually in my hospital, the almost cases are totally occluded and very complex. So the almost case, in that case, I usually puncture the radial and also the femoral. So that's why in almost all cases, I puncture the radial. In the past, I used the brachial and I introduced the 4 French long sheath. But recently, I introduced 6 French guiding sheaths. So the answer is almost 100%.
Okay, thank you. So thank you for your nice presentation. So
thank you.
Yeah, we want to close this session. Thank you for your cooperation. Thank you.
座長、演者の先生方、誠にありがとうございました。